In case you don't know, my name is Saturn, or IamSaturn.com. That's my website. I've been making music now for 10 years. Music has always been a really, really important part of my life. Even when I was very young and I was writing songs and listening to music, it literally saved my life. And I don't know, maybe you had this experience yourself, if you think back to when you were a kid or maybe when you were a teenager. And maybe you didn't quite fit in for whatever reason, or maybe you didn't feel like you really knew who you were. Perhaps somebody picked on you, or groups of people picked on you. You were an outsider, and hopefully this wasn't the case. But maybe you were even one of those unfortunate kids who were bullied, because it happens all the time. So if that's you, think about your life today. Think about how it's changed, and hopefully you have a great life. And then think about if you didn't. Think about if you weren't here right now. What if you were one of those unfortunate people who tragically decided to end their life at a young age because of all those things I mentioned? Because perhaps you felt out of place, you felt bullied, you felt picked on, you felt tread upon, and you didn't feel like you had a place in the world. Think about all the things you would have missed out on, all of the friends, all of the joy, all of the laughter, all of the wonderful things you contribute to life every day, because somewhere along the way, you felt like you didn't deserve to be here. Now, this is still a problem. This happens all the time. I remember about 3 years ago when Dan Savage first started It Gets Better in response to the whole situation with the gay teens killing themselves tragically. I remember all of the outpouring of love and all of the outpouring of messages and people sharing their stories and sharing their videos. It was actually pretty spectacular. And I just couldn't help thinking to myself, wow, this would have been so incredible if this would have been around when I was young, when I was in school, when I was going through those feelings, and I didn't have that message. To have a message like that and to see a community that existed like that would have changed a lot of things for me. And I know we've come a long way. We've come a really long way, but we still have a really, really long way to go. Every time I read another story on Facebook or on Google or on Yahoo News about, a kid that's, getting picked on and he took his own life, it happens more than we think. The last one I read about, his name was Jaden Bell. And his father, picked up the mantle after his son tragically committed suicide to speak out about it and to speak out about kids who were in this predicament. It was just a tragedy. And to think that these things happen all around us just breaks my heart. And so It Gets Better, the song, is all about that. It's all about empowering people to realize that they have a light that's inside them, that no matter what they're going through the day, that it always does get better. And it's a really, really powerful message, and it's an important message, a very important message. And I want to do my part in making sure that message is heard all around the world. I actually wrote the song a few years ago, before the whole It Gets Better movement ever happened. It was actually called, what did I call it back then? It's All About You. And I wrote it for a friend of mine who was going through a particularly hard time in her life at that point. And I just wanted to say, hey, I got your back. I'm writing a song about you because I've been there, other people have been there, other people have been where you're going through, and believe me, it's going to get better with time. And so it's not a song that I ever intended to actually record, because I don't know if you know this, but I write constantly. I've probably written over 1,000 songs in my lifetime. But when It Gets Better happened, the song just kind of kept permeating and coming back to life, coming back to my mind, coming back to my mind. And so I kind of reworked the lyrics a little bit, but kept the essence of the song the same, and then I retitled it It Gets Better. So. Yeah, I won't give any names, but I've had a lot of mixed reactions when I play the song for people. Most people say, yeah, it's very nice. It's got a nice positive message. It's got a nice beat to it. One particular person, the first time they heard the song, they started crying. So I know that it was connecting with somebody that made me feel good. Not that I made somebody cry, but that I made something meaningful enough to make an emotional connection to someone. That's why we make music, right? And I've also had somebody say after listening to my album, Dance to Make Love, a few times, that this song, what started off as being a song that was in the background for them, it wasn't their favorite song on the album. The more they heard it, the more it stuck with them and the more it resonated with them. And now they feel like it's the centerpiece of the entire album. So this one might be a grower, not a shower. We'll see. I am going to be donating to the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project, if you don't know, they provide crisis intervention and suicide prevention for at-risk LGBT youth. It's a cause and a charity that's really near and dear to my heart and something that I've supported for a long time. And I can think of no better way to spend any money that comes in above our goal. So I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Send it to everybody you know who you think might like to help. And let's really make something special. Thank you.